Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Word Podcast, a place where real thoughts, real ideas, and real words come to life. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. This is episode number 18. Thank you for stopping by, tuning in, checking out the channel. Make sure to hit up the links in the description below. And now, let's get into the episode. Let's take a dab first, and then we'll get into kind of everything that's been going on the last couple of days or so. Been trying to stay a little bit busy, so got a few things that I can go over and stuff. But before that, again, let's take this dab. Let's heat up this nail, and then we'll get on with the rest of the episode. So yeah, I woke up just before 5. And threw on some coffee real quick, and then came out here to the garage where I record. So just a super fast wake up and get ready type of morning. Like I said, it's been a few days since I've done an episode, so I know there's been a few things going on that I wanted to touch on, if I remember anyway. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Recap the weekend a little bit. And yeah, we will get into it. I'm almost out of that Ghost OG Live Batter Wax Concentrate, whatever I have right here. I'm almost out. But I do have some flour still, so probably the next episode I'll be smoking some flour. But, yeah, man. If you're smoking along, cheers. Let's get it. Got my coffee, always gotta have it, especially when I'm smoking. Oh, still gonna have some residual coughs. I can feel it. So I don't want to get into too much talking, because I know that the cough will keep coming back. I like my coffee sweet, but that's a little sweet, a little almost too sweet, but it's good. So yeah, what's been going on? Yesterday was a pretty productive day. Excuse me, guys. Wow. But like I was saying, yesterday was pretty productive. I went on a run. I hadn't been on a run in probably a couple of weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks or so, since I've actually been out on a run. I've been doing some hikes and walking, and pretty good walks, like 4 or 5 miles or something like that usually. But I went out expecting to do about a 45-minute run or so. Threw on the Nike Run Plus app and listened to one of the guided runs. And yeah, it was like a 45-minute run. And then that was over, and I still wanted to continue going, so I pressed play on the app, and it still continued my run and still kept tracking the run. And I just went, and I hit 9.2 miles, which is the farthest I've ever ran. And it was in the shortest time I've done it. I did it just under an hour and a half. Typically, when I've hit 9 miles in the past, the 2 other times, it was just over an hour and a half. And this was probably 5 to 7 minutes before the hour and a half. So that was, I was really stoked on myself. I was proud of myself. And within that run also, I did my fastest mile time with 7 minutes and 19 seconds, which again, I'm really stoked on myself because I wasn't initially going out there to break any of my personal records or anything like that. I was just going out there for a run because it had been a good couple of weeks, and I just wanted to move and get some sort of sweat going. And yeah, it turned out like when I wasn't thinking about it, I killed some of my records, which I'm really proud of, and I know I will only continue getting better with running the more I do it and the more I stay active with it. I do enjoy it. So that's kind of, one of those things where I gotta keep it in the routine, in the schedule, to just kind of it's a good break. Like, it keeps me off my phone, like looking at like messages or the apps or anything like that. I just kind of can decompress a little bit, listen to a guided run, take about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and just kind of just zone out. And yeah, thoughts come and go when you're on the run and everything, but I find tons of benefits from it. And then I hit the foam roller after I came home and showered, and in the evening time I hit the foam roller. Still feeling a little sore this morning though. Probably gotta hit the foam roller again this morning and maybe do a little stretching and stretch out and just kind of loosen those muscles up a little bit, because I am a little tight, a little sore. But yeah, and then also, if you notice, I shaved finally. It had probably been a month or two, month and a half, something like that, since I last shaved. And I just like to call it my depression and laziness beard, because I personally don't enjoy shaving. Like, I really don't like doing it. So I like to go as long as I can without. And that was probably the longest I went without shaving before. And I liked it, but it was a little much. It was a little much for sure. So I like this look too. Yeah. So again, it felt like a pretty productive day. I got a couple things done. And the day before, my brother came over for a little bit and just kind of hung out. We went down to the chipping driving range, just literally 2-3 football fields down the road here, and that was still open as of then. And just went and chipped and putt, and I thought that was a fun time because it was me, my dad, and my brother, and we were still able to hang out, but we were able to keep that distance. And there was some people there, but everybody was keeping their distance, and everything was good. And it was a good way to kill about an hour or so. So I thought that was a really good time. But I think as of yesterday, they closed it. So yeah, I believe they closed that the golf course and driving range due to everything going on. It took them a while, but maybe they had something else going on. But I think they closed it because of everything that's been going on. But which is a bummer, because I was right down the street. It was a good way to just have a little fun, kill some time, still be able to have some sort of interaction with people if you choose, but also be able to keep that distance. So, it's a bummer if they keep it closed, until this whole quarantine thing is up. And speaking of that, I've been reading online that it's going to be extended till like April 30th or whatever, another 30 days or something like that. I personally haven't done enough research myself to verify that, but that's that's not fun because people are struggling. People are, gonna be hurting for income, and a check should be coming into most people, that stimulus check, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for people to like really survive and live off of. But I know everything is kind of shut down, so your rent won't necessarily be due, utilities and all that stuff won't shut off or anything like that, so you'll be good. But yeah, just the amount I don't feel like is enough. So it's it's an interesting time, because what if then they decide to like push it back again? And how do we know if the virus is being taken care of, or if it really is spreading that much and they're just pushing this quarantine back more and more and keeping us isolated and the economy just crashing? And I don't know. It just seems like it could get bad, but maybe in another month or two this will all pass, and it'll just kind of be like in a few years, oh, do you remember when that happened? Oh yeah, it was crazy, right? Like, but it could last for a while, or it could just kind of be another thing that we get through pretty quickly. I know it's been going on for a while now, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just something that came and went, and we endured for a little while, and we'll remember it for that. Or it'll kind of be a big turning point where it's like, dang, do you remember when that happened and what was going on and the big changes that happened and were implemented because of that. So that's what's going on there. At least that's what I've been hearing. Yeah, it's I'm trying not to. I've stepped back from trying to pay attention from watching and listening to too much of the news. I've just been kind of watching a lot of podcasts, and like I always do. Like I said, this type of lifestyle isn't really anything new to me. So I'm just kind of continuing my regular routine, except my dad's here. He's here with me. So usually I'm all alone for a good portion of the day. Now he's here, but other than that, my daily routine hasn't really changed as of yet. I mean, I know I need to eventually get a job and get some income coming in, but for now, not many people are working, and the people who are working, it's a little scary for them because they're on the front lines of what's going on, especially these grocery workers and hospital workers, and all of these jobs that have been deemed essential. And I think there are a few that are kind of skating by, but hey, good for them for actually working, essential or not. So that's that's where we're at. UFC, they're still planning on going through with it on the 18th. I haven't heard anything different, but I don't think a location has been announced. I don't think anything has been fully confirmed, but I believe both of those guys are still training like it's going to happen, and they're still acting like it's going to happen. We'll see where. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out, and what the whole card will be, or what what it will all entail. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And another UFC news, John Jones got arrested, man, a couple days ago, early in the morning. An aggravated DWI. I guess he had a weapon. He open container or something like that. I don't want to misspeak really, but look into it. And there's the body cam footage from the cop. So it's a little sad. Just don't drink and drive, man. That's what, especially if you have that money. I mean, I know it's crazy times right now, and he said he just wanted to get out. He was going a little stir crazy or whatever, but now is not the time to be doing that kind of stuff, you know? Like, yeah, it's a sad situation because he always puts on this kind of front or whatever during these press conferences for the UFC, and he acts like a changed guy, and he just has this persona of being this good guy, but outside of the octagon, he is just kind of a mess, and he always has been, and people don't really take that into account for his legacy. I mean, maybe they will eventually, but you know, it seems like he can kind of get away with almost anything, and he's still able to just be at the top. And his talent is there, you know, obviously. But he just can't stay out of trouble outside of the octagon. I find it interesting. So that's kind of the only sports stuff that I really know of that's going on. I know there was a Submission Underground event just yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch it. But yeah, I think kind of combat sports and all of that is kind of what is going to be available for now. I mean, I don't see how anything else can really be available to as far as sports goes. WWE, they're on for the two night event coming this week, actually, Saturday, Sunday. So that'll be interesting. First time ever. I'll definitely be keeping my eye on that for sure. So that's about it. This went a little long. It's all good though. It is all good. I don't really have much else going on today. Gonna go have dinner with my mom in the evening, like a typical Monday. Gotta do that as much as we can because you never know if they're gonna eventually shut everything down and keep us really locked down and quarantined, like for real, like where you can't move and stuff. Keep it to your certain radius or whatever. So yeah, other than that, nothing else really going on. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for tuning in, checking it out, still listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit up the links in the description below. And until next time, everybody, peace.